All right, we are all the way on episode 8. Like, I'm so excited. We have a dope guest today. I love her. You have seen her in some of my reels. She is the dopest content creator I know. We got Amanda Brazel in the house.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. So we're gonna jump right into it. Well, let's back it up on how I met you. So I met you. I think I reached out, wanted you to come in and create some content in here, and she came and showed out.
You know, I got to do it right for my baby. Right? All right. You got a cool situation going on here.
I love it.
I had to highlight for sure.
Oh my gosh, I love it. She's such a creative from everything I've seen, and she has a business called ROM Creative. Correct. So what does that stand for?
It stands for Real Authentic Human Media, but it is an acronym for my son's name.
I love that. Yes. I love the incorporation. It's always, and our baby's so cute.
I mean, he really is.
He really is. He's so adorable. Oh my gosh, I love that. So we're going to jump right into that because that's legacy right there.
That's right.
I love that. So what does legacy mean to you?
Oh my gosh, everything.
Or look like for you?
Living life to its absolute fullest and then passing on the love of that to my baby.
That.
There's so much life to live.
Yeah.
So I want to show him as much as I possibly can, and then hopefully he goes on to living a really fulfilling and meaningful life. And you know, Aram be around with us everywhere. He be rolling. On set. He's on all the projects.
I'm waiting until he gets a little bit older and he'll be like, hand me the phone. I got you.
Yeah, no, he's already like that, like trying to check it when it's on a little tripod or whatever. He's involved. And his dad is an actor, so he stay on set. He's everywhere with us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's jump on that because you be having your husband on it. He knows. He be like, hold on. So tell me what he said before you came in here today.
He's on set and on camera way more than I am. So he already knew the little setup for today's shoot. So he was like, okay, your camera's on this side, so go ahead and make sure you're good. And then have him check your teeth and like frumpy hair, anything. He keep me on point. I'm really grateful. Really grateful.
I love that.
Yeah.
So share with us your journey on content creation. How did you get started in jumping into content creation?
What a wild question. It's so wild for me to even consider that there's been a full journey for this, you know? Like I don't consider myself a content creator solely. I would consider myself like a multifaceted creative, and that lends itself to content creation, right? That. So I guess I've always just been a lover of like a moment, capturing a moment, you know, seeing the humanity between like two humans, whether it be a kiss or a proposal or just like a dad fishing with his son, like wherever the humanity is in the mundane. I love it. So as a child, like I was capturing those sort of things just for my family, you know, I would take pictures. It started with the photography. Okay. And then social media became a thing, and then Braz and I moved to New York, and that experience itself lent itself to like amazing adventures that like were awesome to share online. So it was never intentional, actually. It was never like, I'm gonna be in social media or I'm gonna do content or anything like that. It was like, we're doing such cool things, and we have friends and family back home, so I'm just kind of sharing for them to keep them involved and connected. But it ended up growing into like something that people really mess with, like strangers and stuff have followed us. And New York was incredible because like the experiences were just out of the box for me. I'm from Kingsburg, and so I'm from a super tiny town. And so I hadn't experienced a lot of the world. So we lived out there for 5 years, had incredible experiences. I worked in events originally, and so that side of it was lending itself to incredible opportunities and experiences. But I realized that I liked being on the camera portion of it, capturing the essence of what that experience was. And then so just showing up at events, lending our kind of just love language for that, lend itself to our opportunities in social media. Like we moved back home with the intention to like engage with community. Like I'm not trying to climb this corporate ladder. I'm trying to invest my skills in a meaningful way in our local community. And we moved back in 2019 and have done exactly that. And content creation has just been a medium of sharing our adventure.
That's one thing that I love about you. Like once I found you on like social media, I was like, oh my God, they're so involved in the community. And I just like, me and my sister always talk about it, me and T, about like
Love
every
tea.
time you come, when you come, like, look, your son be with you everywhere, and I just love it.
That's
and it's
not
just
an
like
understatement.
it's
Yes.
like the whole family event, and so I love it. So like anything, I'm always gonna know like they gonna be there.
That's right. Matter of fact, they're right outside that door. Like you see them in the car, they there.
Yeah. So like everything, like just like any event I see, anything like in the community, like you guys are always involved, and I love that.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's
love
important to us. People is the point, right?
Yeah.
People is the purpose.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely.
in any way that we can connect, which is ironic because I'm a little bit more. I'm an extroverted introvert. Like I definitely need the time off. But Braz, man, he'll be like, I'll go represent at the function for us. Like Braz is down for anything. I'm like, I need a break.
I don't like, and I don't ever see that. I'm like, what? Girl, bye. You be in there.
Yeah, it's performance, baby.
Right?
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Okay, so content creation often evolves in multiple platforms,
Right.
like blogs, videos, social media. How did you decide the primary like source that you wanted to run with it?
I'm on Instagram is my favorite.
Yeah,
and
me
it's
too.
been my favorite since the beginning, since I was peer pressured to join it. And the reason is yeah, for sure. I was like I wasn't on social media. I was very sheltered as a kid.
Okay.
Like I wasn't really online. So like, and Instagram happened when I was like early college. So I ended up getting the app and then falling in love with it, right? Because then it was like, it's a visual experience. And, it's the only one that I've kind of loved throughout time. I've been on every other platform, but in this time and space, I really don't engage with it unless like it's for a client thing. Like personally, I don't engage with, Facebook or even Twitter or X, whatever it is now. Occasionally TikTok as well, but Instagram is my primary. And to be honest, if you follow my Instagram now, you'll see a lot of reels, but originally I was a reels or video hater. When Instagram introduced video, I'm like, what are you doing? You're ruining the platform.
Right.
But I did eventually get on board. It was when they stopped doing like the post videos and became reels. I kind of got on board with that because I'm like, it's an engaging way for people to see, what we have going on. And so, it's Instagram. It's where it's at.
I was forced into it, baby, because I was like, wait a minute, because I was on the graphic design side, so I'm like, wait, so now I gotta. For real? I gotta make videos. Like, wait a minute, now I'm a content creator, but this is a whole nother.
It's a lane.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I was very reluctant at first. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, and you have like marketing and all of that experience.
But it was a lot because I'm like, okay, I'm over here like I can make a bomb graphic for you, but now I gotta make a video and we gotta algorithms and all this I gotta keep up with.
It can be very overwhelming.
It is.
Yeah.
Definitely for so what tips would you have for like a business owner or someone that maybe even is getting into like content creation, like when it comes to the algorithm?
I mean, fuck the algorithm.
I love it.
But also, I mean, you kind of have to play the game, right? So like for me, as long as you're kind of aware of how it's changed and be mindful of it, then continue to do your thing, you know? Like bet on yourself, create content consistently, have a variety of content, different means, flyers, graphics, stills, reels, and all of that. But stay committed to what's true for you. As long as you're being consistent, everything is content.
Yeah.
So, and there's an audience for literally everyone. Like, there are people like scrolling and watching people like peel tape off of a painter's wall or, baking a cake, whatever the case is. Like, do you and do it consistently. Yeah. That would be.
So do you think, because I know that there's like an ongoing like battle of like what's right and wrong as far as like posting when it comes to consistency. Like, so I know like we'll have there's a million coaches out there and they'll go from like, 3 times a week or you need to do every day or you need to post at 9 and 5 or whatever. Like I know for that, I've learned that it depends on your audience.
Right.
Everybody's audience is different.
Totally.
But is there a need to post like every day?
I guess it depends on what your brand is and if it wouldn't be oversaturated, like with what you have to share.
Gotcha.
But if you have a following that like really loves what you have going on, by all means, share multiple times a day. If you have the content, might as well. Yeah. People are like, I don't want to post too much. Post all day. Yeah. People are on their phones all day. So
I guess it's trial and error too, like to see what your audience likes.
Totally.
Right?
Like I've heard all kinds of, experts say this day or that day, but I'm like, how is that consistent for every creator in multiple time zones? Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And I really started to learn that when we got clients, social media clients in different time zones, and then different industries mattered as well. Like our experience with like alcohol clients, like their algorithm is very late at night. Like that's when their audience is active, versus a realtor is a little bit different, maybe early in the morning, but before someone's going to work or something like that, they're scrolling on home. So yeah, it's by industry and personal experience, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you. So she's dropping some gems.
I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself an expert on strategy. But
go look at her numbers, y'all.
Appreciate you. Damn. Okay, thanks. I'll receive my flowers. Appreciate you.
Content creation can be a creative outlet for business.
Yes.
How did you transition content from a hobby to a career?
I love this question because it wasn't on purpose. Okay. Like I have always been inclined to social once I was like, an Instagram user, that I would just be excited about the different organizations or whoever I was, engaging with at that time. And I naturally wanted to post for them, so I would just create Instagrams for, this little youth group or, the Downtown Fresno partnership. Like I just wanted to create that sort of thing, but I'm late to understanding the monetary element. It wasn't really I've been creating content like for at least 10 years. And it wasn't until like 2020, only 3 years ago, that I fully came to understand how much money you can make in this industry. Like some people think it's cute. Like, oh, what do you do? It's like social media, content creation. Oh, that's cute.
Right.
It makes a lot of money. A lot of money. Like it's a $250 billion industry right now. Right now.
And growing.
And growing. It's supposed to be like 1.5 trillion with a T.
God,
you can't even understand how much money that is by 2030. So like coming into that awareness and understanding that, one, I'm already natural at it. I'm already doing it in these spaces. And two, like I really enjoy it. It's not like a heavy lift of work. And three, there are brands that will pay you so much money.
Oh my gosh.
So it was understanding that like, oh, I don't have to do this. I don't have to work these other jobs.
Absolutely.
I don't have to climb this corporate.
Yeah, and do what you love and get paid.
No, flip this little phone around for some brands.
And she be flipping it, y'all.
Oh yeah, you see them. If you see me in person, it's a flick of the wrist. Okay, I love the little dynamic cuts and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I'm always looking for that moment. You already know. I get you walking up and down.
Right, and she'll post it, and I'm like, when did she get all this? Like, and it's so effortlessly. Yeah. Like literally, like I think when you did one of my reels, I seen when you got the 11:11. I'm like, when did she get that?
Right? Yeah, it's a moment.
Right.
I'm watching for a moment.
Right.
That's right.
I love it.
Yes.
Building a personal brand is crucial for content creators. What steps have you taken to establish and maintain a unique brand identity?
This is also a really great question too, because it's so multifaceted. Because I have kind of accidentally become like a small micro influencer, but I was never putting out content on my personal page with the intention to grow an audience. I'm truly and sincerely just like capturing my cute little family, doing our cute little things and putting it up. Like, and if friends and family or whoever beyond enjoys that, that's great for me. But that's really the only intention I've taken for a personal brand. But for my media business, that's a little bit different. So, and that's different from like brands that we create for separately, right? So for ROM Creative, especially since 2020, we live our values out loud. I'm very, very, very vocal about how we feel about certain things in the world, justice, equity, community, and that sort of thing. And so I've learned that it's very important to me to share those things out loud. So I attract the partnerships that align with us because we're seasoned enough in this industry to know that like I don't have to say yes to every project. I don't have to accept everything that comes along, that we can be we can be a little bit selective with our energy and who we co-create with and that sort of thing. And so that's how we approach ROM Creative, is just like we get down with, advocating for justice for underrepresented and, minority groups. And if that's not for you, then our creation is probably not for you. And so we gotta, I gotta approach it like that.
You gotta be
especially because I'm in an interracial marriage, right? And it's gotta come from me because I know a lot of the community, the white community that I'm from follows me. And I choose to use that position of privilege to speak truths to people.
I love that.
Yeah. So that's how I approach our personal brand, which is lifestyle. And, we offer photography and maternity and little life moments and things like that. But on the other side, we also do creation for brands. And that would be separate, right?
Yeah.
Like I have to immerse myself in that niche or that industry's culture and community and learn what resonates with them, what is comedic to them, what is relatable to them, and then build that personal brand within their voice, very separate to how I might do my own.
That.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I love you. I love it.
Man, I appreciate you.
The content landscape is constantly changing. We know this. Always.
Yes.
How do you stay up to date with the latest trends, tools, and technologies for your niche?
I don't. I was telling Jerry before, like I kind of live under a rock. Like I said before, like I was a bit sheltered growing up. I don't know anything about like pop culture or anything like that. Like I'm the first to fail the trivia. Like I don't know. I think for me, like the tools were always secondary and it was just like what the vision was and then by any means necessary to create that. So I wouldn't consider myself someone who is like always on top of the latest cutting edge technology. I might find out about it and if there's like cool features or anything and like get on board with that, but I'm not the one sharing it with you on YouTube. I'm not. Although, but like stylistic things or like social media trends or something, then I might be like, oh, that was interesting. How did they accomplish that and get curious in that way? But in terms of technology, it's just me and my phone. That's not true. Actually, that's a majority of our content. And then we have, our cameras for, like branding or, event photography. But yeah, two different things.
Right.
Mostly my phone is my phone.
What type of apps do you use?
Depending on what it's
editing.
for. So we use a lot of Canva, for flyers and that sort of thing.
They definitely have evolved over the years.
I can't believe it. It's
crazy.
competitive to like Photoshop and stuff
it is.
now.
And it's so funny because I used to call that like when I was working with the girl in Atlanta and she was like that hard. Like she needed an affiliate code for real because she was like Photoshop.
Totally.
And I was already starting to use Canva and I was like, you might want to dive in.
No, it's
into
competitive
Canva because it's a lot more user friendly. Like if you before put me on Photoshop, like
I don't know where to go. What do I do?
Yeah. And so when I put her on, she's like, girl, I'm like, I try to tell you.
Yeah.
And then just over a couple years, just like the evolution of it, it's like Photoshop.
It's so easy. It's literally so easy to use.
And then they have like partnership with like Office Depot now, so you can print from them.
They're doing
it's
big
crazy.
things. Yeah, that's really incredible because like it's user friendly in the sense that like someone who has a small business who needs marketing can figure it out. It's really not that challenging. And you've been amazing in offering courses, right? What inspired you to do that? You have a body sculpting.
Right. So I actually had a marketing business before this. Okay. So it started out, it was me and my military sister.
I forgot. Happy Veterans Day. I forgot. Honor the queen. Right? Honor the queen.
Thank you. So we started together. We started as marketing sisters, and then she went back to school. So we branched off and kind of went our separate ways with it. And I had her marketing. And so I was doing that, and that's just kind of how it evolved from there.
I had no idea. Her marketing.
Yeah, her marketing. That's where I got the name Her.
Where does the her come from?
I just was trying to encompass like everything women. Like I just love it. And we just came with it. I envisioned like the logo. I think that's really where it came from because I seen the her and I'm like, ooh. And it just came together like with, okay, her body bar, her marketing. It's real easy.
Amazing.
It's catchy and let's go with it.
So cool. Yeah. And so you offer body sculpting services and all other types of services, beauty services, and then marketing services.
Marketing. So I've kind of leaned back into it. Kind of missed it a little bit because when I started her body bar, I kind of cut off like marketing. I told my clients like, okay, y'all got like a month. I'm out of here. And so I kind of like been missing it. And I think one day I was here with T and I had a friend come by and I was just kind of just like leaning into like it's just always been part of me. Like just, I want to give back. I'm not one person to like gatekeep or nothing like that. I'm going to tell you, if I know it, I'm going to tell you what to do. This is how I got here. I'll tell you to the extent of what I know.
Exactly.
And that's it. But, and so she was just listening to me. We're in the office and she was like, sis, like, you need to do a class. Like, that was amazing.
Real.
And so I was like, okay, say less. And I'm one of those, like, everybody that knows me that knows, like, if they tell me something, I'm going to think on it. And if I think it's a good idea, like, it's like 2 days later and I'm going to flyer out. We're going to hope a little program put together. Yeah, cute. And so that's really how it came out. So I was like, okay, I want to help other small businesses because I found, like, with my business, just with my evolution going from, like, beauty marketing back into beauty, I just seen like a lot of small businesses, they're dope, but they don't know like the business dynamics of it. Or just the marketing. Like, I'm like, your business is so dope. But if you knew marketing, like the sky would be the limit. And so I was like, okay, let me create something that can help them. And I love Canva, and a lot of people are like intimidated. If you're not like about social media or don't know, you're really intimidated. Right. But until you try Canva, you're like, oh,
it's not.
This is easy. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I dived back into it.
Love it. Yeah. And I think that's why we connect because there's such like a community and like empowerment element.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
love it. I love it. Many content creators face challenges such as writer's block, burnout, audience engagement. Can you share how to tackle those challenges? Because, I mean, it's ongoing when it comes to like the engagement. Because I think a lot of people like, they get down on themselves. They're like, oh my God, I only got a couple likes. Keep posting, sis.
Keep posting. Yeah, you can't get caught up on one little thing. Like, and I've experienced that before where I've worked on something that I feel like is fire. Right. And like, then I put that up and it's like, I'm like, oh. So, I mean, I can relate to that for sure. Creative block, that can become overwhelming for me when we've done multiple events or events where I have a lot of, especially if I'm shooting for like a recap or reel or something. Okay, like I'm constantly shooting for that moment, right? And so most of my clips are like 10 seconds long. So I have 200 clips of 10 seconds that I have to go through and find the little moment and stitch them together. That can be very overwhelming for me. So my first response and thought to how to avoid being overwhelmed or burnt out is rest. Just rest. Like for me, I consider myself a creative and someone who can like really vision cast and create something out of nothing. But if my mental and my body is spent and tired, I cannot get what I'm capable of. Like my potential is limited at that point. So where you can find rest. And then the second thing that comes to mind, because I feel like, and I don't know if it's cocky, but like I feel like I always have a vision, so I don't really struggle with too much of a like creator's block unless like something's just not working and I need to like give it a break and then come back to it. But the other thought about being overburdened is like charge more. Like charge more because like originally like I was just getting out there and I was just charging whatever, you know, just to try and get clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm like, damn, I have this like stack of work and I'm not able to give like my full energy to those things because there's so much. So bet on yourself, charge a little more than what you're comfortable with, and watch people start saying yes. And then all of a sudden you have fewer projects, but they're of higher quality. You can spend more time and energy on them, and you don't have to overextend yourself for, you know, earning an income. That was hard for me to learn, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think you finally will like tap into like what your clientele is. Yeah. But a lot of people, I think that is the main thing. Like they are so scared to charge their worth. Yeah. They are so scared. Yeah. Like I have a couple friends, and I'm like, girl, raise your prices. It's okay. The clientele that you're supposed to have is going to follow you.
That's right.
Or you're going to attract the type of clientele that you're supposed to have.
You will.
But don't be afraid.
And it's word of mouth at that point, because you do well for one high-paying client and they're going to tell their friends about you. And then all of a sudden you got 10 high-paying
they're
clients.
all knocking at the door like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to turn away high-paying deals because you're stacked.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and then you just got to build a team. We got to hire some more people.
Charge your worth, because I guarantee you someone less qualified and not as good as you is charging more. That's the truth.
Absolutely.
Just charge.
Don't be scared
inflation
to do
out
it.
here.
Right.
Like, get your money. Like, live comfortably.
Right,
live
for sure. Like, I'm really big on like charging your worth, and don't be afraid about it.
Yeah, no.
I know it's kind of scary and
it's uncomfortable.
It is,
you know, telling people, asking for certain dollar marks. But let me tell you, when they say yes that first time, you're like, not too shabby.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that happened to me with my business. Like, I was charging whatever I was for my services, and then I had a client that came in, and she's like, "Oh, that's it."
Yes.
And I was like,
oh, that's all I needed to hear.
Less.
Oh, yeah.
Prices just went up, baby.
Yeah. Yesterday's price is not today's
Period.
price. Period.
Absolutely.
Man.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about monetizing, because I know that you said that was something that you just tapped into or like kind of realized.
Right.
What revenue streams have you explored, and what advice do you have to creators when it looks like for like monetizing?
Yeah. So there's so many different lanes, right? I haven't explored all of them, but you can easily find information on them, like affiliate marketing and selling products online. You know, there are versions of that where you can like have an inventory of things at your house and you're just promoting certain cool little items. I've never done that before, but I know that people have had a lot of success doing that. It doesn't take a whole lot of skill, and you just kind of rave about, different products that, different communities might like. But for us, we have explored paid partnerships. Okay. That's one way we've gone about it. So, and we've landed things that like I didn't think would have been possible. Like Braz and I don't have a huge following. We're both around 2K, but like we've landed hotel partnerships. We've landed travel. We have, food and beverage, alcohol. We have some relationships in like the realtor community. We've done cannabis, things like that. And we have this like idea that you have to have this huge following for brands to pay you, and that is absolutely not
That's
true.
The old way, but not no more.
The future is online. It's digital. And so I know that I have a cute little family, and Braz and I have this great rapport and relationship that translates well on camera, and brands see that.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I build decks and I shoot my shot. Anytime we travel and I know we're going to, go to a certain hotel, I have a template and I just throw their little information in there and tell them what I can create for them. And I was just surprised at how many of them actually say yes. And definitely you get, people tell you no, get used to that.
But like, you gotta have thick skin.
Yeah, shoot your shot as many times as possible. Because like I've had people being like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome," and some like flat out no, like audacity of you to approach this luxury brand, but whatever, I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. And so that paid partnerships, and then you can sell digital products, which we do as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
I stumbled upon master resale rights. So Braz and I have the marketing experience and that sort of thing. And so we have a digital online course that has, something like 200 modules to help people break into the digital marketing business. We talked about how much it's worth, billions and billions. And so it's a course that will take you through everything, how to set up a website if you want a little website, if you want to do email funnels, if you want to have social media, how to choose a payment platform, how to connect it to your website, things like that. And then how to create engaging social media content to sell that, And so I didn't want to create a course. Who has time for that? But someone created it.
Absolutely.
And master resale rights is the legal
way to resell.
Yeah, exactly. To resell the course as your own. So someone else built it. It has all of the resources I would have put into a course should I build one. And we have the master resale rights, MRR, to resell the course. So that is the digital marketing course that we sell online. But there's a ton of things. You could make like a bridal shower checklist and sell that as a $15 little
digital is definitely what I've been leaning more into. And I'm like, okay, let me
passive income. You create it one time and then just let people are buying that stuff on Etsy or Amazon all day. So like my course is $500. But also it's a one-time investment. And then anytime someone sells it after they've bought it from us, they make 100% profit. So you just, it just keeps going. You make the initial investment and then every sell after that is 100% profit, which is so enticing for me, you know? So occasionally we advertise that on our Instagram, you know, and that sort of thing. Digital resale rights or master resale rights, the digital products, and then paid partnerships is how we make money on social. Yeah.
So how, because I know that I'm trying to like maybe dip into it. Yeah. When it comes to like affiliates and stuff like that, like how do you approach that?
I mean, it's interesting. I have kind of a skewed opinion about it, right? So like affiliate marketing, I feel like unless like you have a following or a niche that like are really into it, I feel like it can be a hard time getting people to bite or for it to be not pennies for your effort, you know, like you only get a percentage of the product that you're selling. So unless it's a high ticket item, you might be only making a couple dollars or whatever on each sell. Versus like master resale rights, you just resell whatever the product is every time you get 100% profit. So like MRR versus affiliate marketing, I would choose MRR every single time. Unless like you have a relationship with Rolex and you're just like, you know, getting paid on some like high dollar items, then by all means, make your money.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any experience like with like brand ambassadorship, like on approaching, do you approach brands or do brands approach you or does it matter?
Both. Yeah, both actually. Initially it was just us, but I think the longer we've kind of been in our local community, people are starting to like kind of know who we are, like, and it's been really kind of funny, right? Like Braz and I were at lunch a little while ago, and the table sitting next to us, we were like vision casting. We were talking about being on the red carpet one day, you know, and the guy next to us leaned over and goes, "Hey, Braz, right?" And like shakes his hand, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this stranger recognizes you. And then we went to the fair last week or 2 weeks ago, and the ticket booth person is like, were you on $100,000 pyramid? Because Braz was on that on the show, and we're like, oh my gosh! And then she realized me and Ram were standing there, and she was like, "Are you guys from the Kauai Health commercial?"
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
They just knew us, and Braz and I are just like, wow, we wouldn't ever think that we would be recognizable, but like from so many different projects, visual projects. I mean, Braz has been on billboards. You know, we do a lot of stuff with the zoo and things like that. That people are starting to recognize our face,
I love that.
and so it causes brands to be like, oh, let's reach out to them, and and that's been really fun. It's like when you reached out to me, I was like thrilled, you know? I love this kind of work, and I love like what you have going on. And so like, especially if the brand is, you know, resonates with us, like Highway Vodka, we're doing a lot of work with them. A lot of ambassadorship and things like that. We're doing some content creation, but they are based in Houston. It's a hemp-based vodka, right? And it's Black-owned, women-led, purpose-driven out in Houston, but they're coming to market in California. So we've been doing some promotional work for them and that sort of thing. And that's been so fun because it's Braz is, you know, an entrepreneur and enthusiast of cannabis anyway, so to align ourselves with a brand that like ultimately will take him on the path that he wants to go separately of acting and that sort of thing is amazing. It's just so much fun, you know, all the different types.
That's crazy.
Yeah, all the different types of industries, like I mentioned, like the realtors or beauty. You're my first beauty. I told you when I came in, I was like, oh, I've never done anything like this before, girl. Sometimes you get a little mascara from me, and that's all. I'm like, oh, don't get a little shot of these nails, man. Like, these are working hands. These are not cute hands.
I love it. Girl, you be always on point. We ain't even about that.
Man, appreciate you.
How do you find, so we talked about, so work. So you reach out to people, so that's the way you find work.
Yeah, so I shoot my shot at like hotels when we travel and that sort of thing.
Is that kind of your niche? Or no, not really?
I don't know. Like, I don't think I've narrowed it down. It's just Braz and I are always on the go. We have projects all over the place, so we're constantly traveling. And so, like, anytime I can think of something that would make sense for that trip, I build the deck and I send it to them. And so, like, Amtrak, for example, like, we did that. And, like, you don't get their attention right away, but I make a reel anyways. And then I, like, tag them in it or whatever. And they're like, oh, this is kind of cool. Who are you? I'm like... See, I told you.
I knew this.
I know you should. But anyways, yeah, we just shoot our shot every time.
Yeah.
I don't have a niche, but hotels happen to be one that we create for regularly because we travel so often.
What's a dream collaboration?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Rihanna.
Riri.
That would be a dream.
Riri.
Hey, but I have I'm a power manifester, okay? So in a couple years when you see that collaboration, we'll come back to reference this video.
Yeah, we definitely are.
It's in the
Insert
universe.
clip, right?
It's in the universe.
Right.
I feel like she's the only one I can't reach.
Right.
Like I feel like I could get anybody
Right.
else.
Yes,
But
I love it.
I mean, she's repping for the men's line of Louis
Right.
Vuitton,
Right.
you know? Like
Right.
she could do anything. So
I
that
love
would
it.
be so dope.
I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I don't know. Something.
She's like something. What about company?
A dream collaboration company.
Like, hold on, there's so many.
Probably Disney or something.
Ooh.
You know, something with a ROM and
I
something
was
we
gonna
can
say,
do
ROM gonna about to be in there.
family. Yeah, like something
it.
we can do that's interactive for the whole family. Because that's really my bread and butter is like being able to show him anything cool or new. Yeah, so something
it.
that could have Rami in it for sure.
love it.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you balance work-life balance?
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough, especially because I want to capture all of the moments, but I also want to be present as well. So, like, I've gotten better over time with just, like, the awareness of wanting to be present. So for me, anytime we're at an event, I, like, shoot the shot. I know I got the shot, and then I just put my phone away.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good.
Engage with my family. Engage with my friends. Like, everyone who's close to me knows the drill. They
Yeah.
know they
Don't play.
get
You
the
know.
shot, and then I
she's
can
done.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is my work, and this
Yeah.
is something that I pride myself on, and everyone loved to see it afterwards.
I'm
It's
gonna say, they can
annoying
appreciate-
to do
they
it
can
in the
appreciate it,
moment.
And then they see it like, okay, girl, send that to me.
But later, when you're going through,
Right.
you're gonna love to
I love
see
it.
all of the things.
I think Braz
yeah.
was here one time. He's like, I already know. Like,
He already knows.
Right.
Okay, we've been together over a decade. He knows the drill.
Yeah.
Like, just get the shot. He does it naturally now.
Yeah.
He'll like film me as we're
you
like
can see it.
Yeah,
visually.
and that's kind of the illusion, right? Like we have the tripod with us. That's like a quick little. So it looks like someone else is filming us, but no, we just
Yeah.
we're filming each other and then putting those clips together, and so it looks like we have someone else.
It's crazy.
but-
Like being behind the scenes and see it, and then you see the final product.
Yeah.
And you be like, you did that, girl.
yes.
So when it comes to editing, do you guys both share the editing, or do you
Yeah.
do editing by yourself?
So we take a very different
Yeah.
approach. Braz will help if it's overloaded, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I stick with the
You can see
creative.
the overall vision of it.
Yeah, and Braz like make sure we get paid. Like I don't chase down an invoice. Like he does all of
money.
that.
You want money.
Yeah, he does all of that. I'm
Okay.
creative
That's nice.
and direction, and he's definitely like production and like making it happen. AKA, don't let me fall down or fall off a step or like because I be so in the moment
Right.
of
Yeah,
it
bloop,
that
bloop, bloop.
I'm not aware of anything
Anything
else
around.
happening.
'Cause
Yeah,
I was like,
so
I see it, I gotta
have
get it.
fallen down.
Have you?
Yeah, all I can see is my subject. So I'm like,
I
oh
love
man,
it.
man.
She's like, I gotta get the shot.
Man, I manage a media team for Legacy Construction, and I literally did this. We document construction builds and that sort of thing, and I was leaving a construction site this last week, and I was like, bye, everything was fine. And I literally fell over a little
What?
orange cone.
You're
Like,
like-
I had finished the assignment. I was leaving. And I was
Yeah.
just,
Boop.
and it was the embarrassing, like, you flat out, like you're on
like,
the ground.
"I'm okay."
People saw you. Yeah. I have my cameras in my hand. Like, it didn't hit the ground.
As long as the camera don't hit the
As
ground,
long
we're good.
as
I'm saving
oh my
the camera.
gosh. Oh my gosh, for real. Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Look, let's shout out
Anything
to these
for the
earrings.
shot.
So I keep looking at
Okay,
yours.
come on. These are exclusive Fres Loca body yaddy.
She put me on, y'all. Like, okay. I had to. Okay. When I say I chased her down, I was like trying to find her. I can't remember what festival it was. I chased her down. I was like, I found you. I've been trying to find you, and I got my pair. I'm so happy.
Right. That's right. Yeah, she's magical. Her creations are magical.
And she whipped it up so quick. She's like, oh yeah, just go grab some food and come back. I came back. I was like,
she be bending this wire.
Yeah, she's like, she's just talking. I was like,
no, she's next level. She's
crazy.
Next level.
So talented.
All of her pieces are so beautiful and so unique, and they're always changing. These are some of her staples, but she can create some mean stuff out of crystal or little stones or gems and these.
And she whip it up so
these
quick.
wires,
it's crazy.
Man, she's a vision.
Yeah, for sure.
We love you, Lauren.
We love you.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so
My
much.
Pleasure.
You
dropped
so many gems. Like I keep saying on these, y'all better be having your notepad, have your pen out when you turn on this podcast, because these women are coming and they are not coming to play with these gems. I've got some. I'm gonna play it back since I'm on camera and write these down. But oh my God, it's been amazing.
Man, thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
And thank you for creating a space like this and, elevating people's stories.
Absolutely.
I know you're about the community and I know you're like hyping up women, making them feel good about themselves.
Absolutely. I definitely wanted to create a platform for women.
I already know. And this is just the beginning. You said 8
I'm
or
speaking
something.
We're going to have some major people.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, who would be your ideal?
I'm going to take it back. I watched some podcasts, and like right now I'm really big on like Donnie Wiggins.
Okay.
I worked with Coriel DeBose. Well, I don't know what her new last name is now, because she got married. But she's doing major things. Like to see her evolution. She had a work at university and stuff like that, and now she has like a whole talk show now. I was like, girl, don't forget about me. Come on my podcast.
Right.
But yeah, I would love to work with them. Absolutely, they're all about boss babes, women empowerment, and just get into it. So.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for creating this space. Thank you for inviting me. Because I've seen your little past little lineup. I was like, okay, I get to be involved.
I love it.
Man, cheers to you, boo. Thanks so much.
Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you at the next episode. Peace.